It's the sort of piece you save for a special occasion. Choosing Mahler II to close this chapter in my life, this chapter in the orchestra's history, and this chapter in our relationship feels very natural. We've taken a journey through a few of the symphonies, the fifth, the first, and I knew that the second would be one that I would want to dig into with them, because as with so many people, it's one of my very favorite pieces because it says so much, it does so much, the music. Philosophically speaking, the main reason that this feels right to me, this symphony, is because of what I think of as its central message. With wings which I have won for myself, I shall ascend. The idea that one needs to die to be reborn. We need to let go of who we are in order to become who we want to be. We hold in our hands the power to change the world. How? By being the best person that we can be. And sometimes that means shedding who you are. But it is extraordinarily empowering to say that one is also reborn through one's actions and one's experiences. And I simply would not be the person that I am nowadays. I would be a lesser version of myself were it not for all of the people that I have interacted with during my tenure here, who have given me so much, from whom I've learned so much, who've influenced me, who've changed me, who have shaped me into what I am today. And I'm extraordinarily grateful for that. So that's what the piece means to me. It's a very empowering vision of agency in life. And the death represents the power to release oneself from self. Certain pieces like this are honestly amongst the greatest creations that humanity has kind of brought forth to feel the beauty of life, to accept its transience. It's the first thing that Mahler does in the symphony. He says, we need to accept death. That's why the first movement is 23 minutes of kind of violence. I always approach this piece philosophically. I have thought more about this sense of self being reborn over time, because it's a particular context. I'm finishing this chapter in my life, very meaningful chapter musically and personally. My children were born here. My wife and I have had a home here for 11 years. I've made so many friends. I've also been considering how, there have been people we've lost over the last 10 years, beloved members of our orchestra. My mum died in the last 4 years, I came into this role and there were a whole lot of faces on stage that are no longer there. Some have retired, but some have passed as well. There have been people in my life who've gone. So this piece sort of represents what I feel. When I ask myself, what have the last 10, 11 years been, I would say they've been a process of reshaping, which I hope life is. It'll be, I don't know yet, but my hope when I get to whatever age it is that I, shuffle off this mortal coil, I look back and say, I used every opportunity to reshape myself into something new through my interactions, through my experiences. And it's a beautiful thing to have a piece like this journey with one through life. And I have to be honest, it is a phenomenal privilege. I'm aware of it every time, because to be inside this music in that way, to be inside the genius and the craft and the thought and the care and the humanity that was Gustav Mahler's mind, you know, is an extraordinary privilege. And it's something that feeds the soul. It feeds the intellect and it feeds the soul. And I feel very lucky to perform it. I feel very lucky to do it on a stage like this with an orchestra like this and with an audience like this that really cares, really listens, and is really invested in what we do. There's a sense of a community coming together in works like this, not just because of the scale, and it is huge, there's hundreds of people on stage, but because of the almost kind of hubristic intent of the music to explore the human experience. And it just, Mahler says it. I, in my work, explore the human experience, everything about what it means to be alive. And that, for me, is at the core of why I do what I do. So ending with this piece that is communal, that it's a sort of event and it's epic, is one thing, but also it describes so perfectly why I think music is important and the role that I think music plays in the world. Because we live, yes, in a world of material things, but the experience of life is actually something very different. It's emotional. Oh, look, this is just a nice thing, you know, for a nice night out. It's like, well, sometimes it is that. Sometimes it's just a lovely night out. But oftentimes, it's an opportunity in a very beautiful, calm space among friends and strangers to delve into that world that we carry with us, to explore it, to come out and talk about it, to carry it home with us, to dream about it, to forget about it, whatever. But it's an experience of self and other that is very rare in the world nowadays, and I believe ever more precious. So at its deepest and most fundamental level, that's why this piece is here for me to end my tenure, because it reflects so beautifully what I believe music is about.